Hello dear Facebook, welcome to Free Facebook Live with Khalida. Today we will be working on horizontal figure eights. This is one of the movements we've been diving into in my Bellywork Boost online classes, and for the boosties who are watching this video will be added to your download package. For all of you joining here today, we will start. Welcome first and foremost. Hi Denise, welcome. So first we will do, as always, a bit of warm-up with music. Hi Marianne, welcome. Then we'll go into the figure eight technique. Anything you need to know. Hi Minko, for you. So anything you need to know about figure eight techniques, and we'll also do a couple of quick, easy exercises to make the movement deeper and give you more range of motion, so more to work with without you having to spend a lot of time. Hi. Oh, thank you. I love the blue. Blue is the color for belly work this month. Hi, you get. So we will dive into it. And hi, Nancy. On top of the figure eights, we will also add some belly work because that's something that I've been focusing on this month. I wanted to say a thank you to everyone who has been joining the Belly Work Challenge, K-Bellywork Challenge, one word, hashtag. This month we have, at the moment, 71 participants, which is mind-blowing. And it has been a lot of fun to put it together and to receive your messages of doing these exercises. What we do there is in 5 days, we dive into the belly work, into the abdominal layers, the deepest ones to the outer ones, and I give you exercises to feel them work, and to strengthen or release them, or both. And so if you struggle with any belly movements or belly dance movements, check out my Belly Work Challenge. Hi Mika! It is free. You'll just get 1 email per day for 5 days with me guiding you through the exercises in little video snippets. Okay, let's get to work. Hello. Let's get moving a little, and I will tell you more about what's coming up this coming weekend. We have, hi Vanessa, we have me doing a workout, sharing my home workout and giving you exercises with which you can build your own workout on Saturday. And part of the Proceeds Go to Dance for Children, it's in German. So more on that later. Second thing, we will have a new video in our Dance for Children charity channel, and I'll add a link where you can get the update as soon as we launch it. We are very excited about this particular guest teacher, so you'll see more about that later. For now, I quit yapping for a moment and we will do a warm-up. Hi, so first, hi Caroline, welcome, and Vanessa. A couple of the Bellywork challengers are here. We'll do a few figure eights just to feel how it feels for you. I have my feet together and parallel for now. Figure it back. Feel how it feels. So if you have any tightness, that's normal. We haven't warmed up yet. I just want you to test before. Now reverse it. Figure eight to the front. Flat figure eight to the front. Horizontal. How does it feel? Do you feel any pulling? Be careful if it's uncomfortable. Make the movement smaller. Now try also carefully the feet a bit wider. Hi Tatiana! And the figure eight to the back. Just to feel how it feels. I have my feet planted on the ground, so I'm not pushing too hard to protect the knees. Hi Gary! Hi Magda! And to the front. And to the front, just to feel. Now turn the legs out slightly and be more careful even, because this will give you more pulling at the knees. I'm not putting any pressure, and going to the front. I'm just sensing how my legs and abs are doing at the moment before we release them. Okay, now shake that out, shake that out, shake that out. Let's slide to the side, feet parallel, a bit wider than the shoulders. In a 3 count, we go side, side, and a bit longer. Quick, slow. Let's add the hands. I'm rotating the elbows out, so I have a bit of lift. And then my wrists follow the movement of my hips. I slide, relax. And slide, relax. My elbows are rotated. I call it rotated up. And my hands are slightly in front of my hips. 2 more. 2. Now let's add the head, moving your neck. Also gives you a tiny bit more flexibility. And shake that out, shake that out, shake that out. Hi Ellie. So, one more song. Moving in a twisting motion with the arms. Let's make a figure 8. So the shape we will do with our hips on the floor, a figure 8. Or an infinity sign, more. A lying on its side figure 8. Put your other hand on the sternum and allow your body to rotate a bit with it. I have my feet together. 1, 2, and slow. Making the movement bigger and bigger and rotating the chest more and more, letting the arms swing. This will help you to breathe a bit more deeply, all of which helps. 1, to loosen up the figure 8. Other side. First just a hand, infinity, side, laying on its side, figure 8. Welcome, welcome. Then I exhale and release a bit. You can also bend the knees slightly to drop the arm. Hi Joyce. Hi Kristen. Welcome. And then I start rotating the upper body a bit. 2, and slow, and quick, quick, slow, and rotate more, more. This is also a very good warm-up for props. Let's bend the elbows. Hi mama. Let's swing the elbows back. Hi Christine. Ailey. Back, back. This will give me a back massage using my shoulder blades. So I'm swinging the shoulders back without force. Very relaxed. Okay. Let's give our hips a little twist. This skirt is from Domios. And it's not a skirt. It is a top. I bought the same top twice. And I could just put one on my hips. Hi Caroline. And I do this for all the colors. So I remember afterwards which topic I am teaching. It's good to see you too. Twist, twist, twist those hips. And shift the weight. Small, tiny twist. And shake out everything. So that's my secret for the outfits. I just simply buy 2 tank tops in the same color fabric. They're cheap. And then I double it up. 1 for the hips, 1 up. And I add whatever other fabrics I want. Okay, so 2 things you need for a horizontal figure 8. One is a hip slide. So you need range side to side to make the figure 8 wider. And one is twisting. The deeper you can twist it, the more 3D it will be. And we will start working on releasing all the muscles that you need to make this happen. The glitters, these are cheap, cheap hip scarves from Ginny, where I also buy my affordable fan veils, so I can have them in different colors. Yes, those are my outfits, and I have them in all colors, literally. I love them. It's very light for travel, and it doesn't make noise for video. So, 2 things we will work on. Sliding or opening up range to the side, twisting, opening up range diagonally, and we will work on that from 2 angles. So the first thing to know is that your hips, your pelvis is connected to everything. It's connected to everything above it through the different layers of the abs. And if you are doing the belly work challenge, you will know how many layers and how many directions this is. If you don't know the challenge yet, sign up for it and you will see, you will know forever. And this might help you understand which movements you can do to make it easier to slide. The second, and to twist, to rotate. The second part we'll work on is below the pelvis. So from the ankles to the hips, all the muscles going around your legs and even wrapping under your feet, they are connected and they work as a unit. So if you have one or both sides tightnesses or muscles that don't work as hard as they should be or are a bit unbalanced one side to the other, that can get in the way of your figure 8 feeling comfortable and free. So we will do both sides to give you maximum depth and freedom for the figure 8. And then it will become, hopefully, one of your favorite movements when it feels nice and you can start adding stuff because you are free to move. So that's my goal for this little class. One thing that helps is to know what is going on here. So if you slide your hips, the muscles that are being lengthened and shortened the most are the obliques, so the diagonal abdominal muscles. They're in the middle of the layers, but you can feel them. So find 2 fingers on each hand, hopefully you have them. Find your ribs. I have cold fingers. Find your ribs. Walk diagonally down a few steps so you can more easily feel it. Don't go too close, otherwise your six-pack might be in the way. So I walk in a little. And then I slide my hips. I'll widen the feet a bit to hip width. I slide the hips to the side and I dig in deep. And if you feel this, on one side, the side where you slide, that's the obliques contracting on that side. So if you do any oblique exercises and also releases, it'll give you a bit more length. Now walk down to the lower portion of the obliques. Find your pelvic wings on the side. You can put your hand on your hips, hands on your hips to feel. Where your fingertips are, dig in deep. Relax by exhaling and letting go your breathing. Then slide to the side and you might feel some pressure on the side where you slide. Yes, also the obliques at work. Now to loosen them up a bit, give yourself first the opposite. So this shoulder and this hip want to meet. I'm doing a diagonal sit-up standing. So my elbow, I bring it up to the front, and this knee, I bring it up to the front. And then I try to make them meet without twisting in too much. So I try to make them meet using this line, shortening this line. I want to bring this top and this part of my hip together first. Once I am as far as I can, then I add a twist just to deepen it. And we do this 5 times on each side. Let me start with the other because I've been holding it. Hi, Karim. So lift your knee. Doesn't have to be high, lift it a bit. The opposite elbow, bring it straight to the front and 90 degrees. Now focus on this part of the rib cage, this part of the hip, and make this meet. And you can see the elbow, I'm not bringing it in just yet. I'm trying to do this with my torso first. Then if I cannot go further, I add some knee and shoulder. Yes, welcome. Welcome to figure eights, but also abs for today. Again, the other side, now we'll do 4 more. Body first, then knees, and we stretch the opposite side. So I move the elbow away and I move the leg behind me to decompress. And then again, you can use an exhalation for the body and then reach as far as you can. Open as far as you can. I'm rotating back and bringing the leg slightly back. Rotating back. 3 and open and 4. So I'm doing slow to faster. Hello Geraldine, welcome. If you just tuned in, do this on both sides. You can do 2 on each side instead of 4. Just so you don't feel too uneven. So I'm making these points meet with an exhalation. Then I try to actually touch my elbow to my knee, so I'm compressing more. And then I do the opposite. I send my elbow up and away, rotating the upper body and keeping my foot behind me as an anchor. So this gets a nice stretch. 2. Hi Wendy! Our twins are complete. 3. Last one. 4. Shake that out. So that's a nice standing exercise you can also do as a warm-up backstage. Now a second thing you can do, these were for obliques, are the hips themselves. If you felt during the warm-up a bit of a stretch or resistance on the sides, you can widen your figure eights in this area also. First, let's try if the obliques have had any effect. So we'll have the feet together and slide side to side. See if that helped a little. And try a figure eight, see if that helped a little. Phase 1. Phase 2. For the hip socket, so where the leg meets the pelvis on the sides. There's different directions and layers of muscles holding everything together and giving it motion. But if you want to activate and then release them all, you can do this just with one hand, or use your wall, or use a table. I will use my hand so you can see it, but it works even better if you take this as a wall. So I'll pretend this is a wall. What you do is you bump your hip against it. So you slide. You can also test if you win any range. So bring your feet as far as you want from the wall and try to hit with your hip the side. So just as far as you can with the feet parallel. So don't turn them out for now. Keep them exactly parallel. Second toe points to the front and reach. Now that's your starting point. From there, press your hip hard into the wall. You might have to scoot in a bit more. Press it hard. I will make resistance with my hands. This you can do in a pinch. Press, 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 press. Inhale here and hold. And when you exhale, you might go a bit further. 2 times. Again, press against the wall or press against your hands or press against the table. Inhale and hold. This is PNF stretching for the hips. And then you might, yes, I've crossed the border. So I have won a few centimeters, but because you have 2 hips, it will give you this much more range in your figure 8 in just a few seconds. Hi Sophie, Sophie Zilla. So yes, and if you're twins, you put yourself next to each other, you will have 4 times the range if you line yourself up smartly. So now try sliding your hips, and one side might feel as if it can go further, even though you might feel more of a stretch in different areas now. For me, it feels like this side has opened up a bit because the obliques and the hips have had resistance and then released against it. Now even yourselves out and try the other side. Test it first. I'll scoot, scoot into the image. So here I have to be a bit closer. This is my maximum for now. Check your feet that they are parallel. Inhale here. Come back. Now slide out again. I'll do this here so you can see better. But against the wall, you press your hip in, in, in. In, in, in. Press it hard. Strengthen your hip. Inhale and hold. And as you exhale, let go and see if your hip slides out a bit further. Now adjust your feet. So this is your new starting point against your wall or table or hands. And again, go to the furthest point that is comfortable with the feet parallel. Press against your hand. Inhale and hold. That was my arm. Exhale, let go. And immediately go in and out of this range to put it in your muscle memory. Yes, and try. Yes, if you can go a bit deeper now. Now you have won officially, hopefully, for your hip slide. A bit of space on each side. And this is how you make your bigger figure 8, even with the feet together. You might now have a bit more space on the sides. So that's half of the work done. Also for circles, by the way. This will give you more freedom to the sides and any movement that uses a slide. Second part for the top and sides would be to deepen the twist. And as you notice in the warm-up, I didn't only twist the hips, I also used the upper body. Because as you now know, the obliques run from here to here. So anything you rotate at the top also gives you more length and more twist here. So either you move this and you get to your end point, or you move this and you get to the end point, but it's the same line of fibers. Yes. Hi Lisbeth, welcome, welcome. So, so if you twist your upper body and twist your hips, you will have double. Then you keep your upper body stable and you can twist the hips deeper. So you can go at it from different parts. Not even speaking of the feet, that's for the third part of this trickery. So first one was sliding, for those who just tuned in, and making the slide deeper with resistance. Second part will be doing the same, but with twisting. We did upper body in the warm-up, now we'll go for the hips. Same principle. You want to twist your hips just as far as feels comfortable. You can have the feet a bit apart, shoulder width, so you can feel it. And check where you feel this. I feel this for some reason in this shoulder, here. And if I give myself a bit of force all around this part. If I twist the other leg in front, I still feel it here. So one of my obliques or one of the lines here is a bit shorter than the other, which happens if you type like this, which I do. And then go back. So to reset this and give you more range on both sides, test it first. Feet together now. Twist back. See how far you can twist. You can just look down and see where the hip joint goes. Twist the other side. See how far this goes. This might be different on each side. And now let's go for resistance. If you have a table, let me check with a wall. Yes, it's easier to do with a table as with a wall. Let me see if you can see this. I have to scoot the camera out. Yes, so I have a table here that is hip height. Hip height. What you can do is you can get coffee out of the way. You can get behind the table. I have to bend my knees a bit. And I'm going to twist to the front against the table and give myself resistance. So try to twist. It's easier with the feet flat or twisting back with resistance. So try whatever you need. One side, twist back against the table and twist deeper. And you might feel it on the opposite side. Then exhale and go for it. Okay, again, twist back against resistance. You can also use your hands, by the way. Twist back, find this point, resist it, press with your hand against your hip. It is twisted back. Inhale here and hold. And as you exhale, release. As you can see, for me, this already gave me a bit more range. To the front the same, this side, which will give you more twist back there. Yes, okay, that's normal. That might just be the obliques pulling everything with it. You can instead press your hand against your sternum or your shoulder to give yourself resistance, literally, or to give yourself a reminder. I have to do this in class with my students when we start doing hip twists. So you just hold your opposite shoulder as you twist there and hold this shoulder as you twist there. And then you try both sides. This might help you. It only works with one hand, but it might help you feel the release. Otherwise, you get a pull, which is normal. That's the whole line. Where were we? The other side. So find your wall or table, or simply use your hands. I'm going to twist back. Twist back. You see, it's already a bit further than it was. Find the edge of my current ability. Resist with my hand, so my hand is pressing to the front, my hip is pressing to the back. First with normal breathing. Inhale and hold. And as you exhale, release. And you might go a bit deeper. And you can repeat this as often as you want. It might give you a bit more the next repetitions, but for brevity's sake, I'll just demonstrate it once. It already does something once. Then the opposite. I twist to the front as far as I can, comfortably, with the feet parallel. At the furthest point, I resist with my hands. I'll use two. First I press, and I press with the hip. Twist it. Inhale here. Exhale. Let go. And you might have now more twist for the same effort. More bang for your buck. So we've deepened the slide. Resistance for the hips. We've deepened the twist, resistance, front and back. Now we add one more thing, and that is the lower portion. So one of the questions I had in the Boost classes, in my online classes this week, where we also worked on obliques and figure eights, was that sometimes it's uncomfortable for the knees to do the bigger figure eight. And that can be two things. One, it can be tightness, somewhere along the line from the underside of the foot to the inside of the leg, outside of the leg, other side. So it's like a stirrup going around. There's spiraling muscles going all around here, and they get pulled on if your hip goes away because your foot is anchored. So that's one thing, especially if you twist. Shortened muscles anywhere along this line might give you a pull at the knee, from the ankle to the knee or from the knee to the hip. And the second thing it is, so you can release the legs. That's one thing you can do. And the second thing you can do is to bring the weight all the way over release the heel, and then you're only dependent on flexibility of this leg. So you can work the leg, give it freedom, but what I do when I dance is also I lift the heel of the inside leg, and for safety, but also for nice alliance, my leg looks a little bit longer this way. You will not feel it so badly on the knee, but you will also have a nice line. I do recommend though to release the knees for testing, because if you do figure eights with resistance, you will get more flexible and more strong. So for practice, I would recommend carefully trying this with feet planted and shifting the weight. For performance, I would lift the heel when I dance, so you have both. Okay, hi Jimmy. So, by the way, what we do now for the knees and the hips and the pelvis is also good for martial artists, for anything that you need your legs for, and for ballet, other dance forms also. So for the limbs, this part is very good, but also for belly dance, because of course your pelvis is connected to your hips and you want to have freedom to move. Okay, as you can see, I'm very passionate about freedom to move. So that's in all of my online classes. Easy, cheap, you can do this for free, and quick exercise you can do. First, let's do a test. You have your feet a bit wider than the shoulders now, parallel at first, and try your figure eight. You might feel it in different spots now than in a pre-test, and try it to the front. Be careful though, because this might pull on your knees if you are tight. I don't want you to pull too much, just sense how this goes. Then try with the feet slightly turned out, not completely 180, but a little bit. And try it again, and this might give you more torque, so be more careful. Here, and to the front. So I would not perform like this, this is just my testing. Then we take one leg to start, bring the knee up, and we're going to activate and release everything on the inside. You do this by taking the arm on the same side, press against it, and the knee presses in. So the knee presses there, my arm presses there. And same principle as for all the other exercises. I inhale and press, and I exhale, I let go. It also works the rotators. Again, let's do this twice. Inhale here, it feels nice for the hips. I'm pressing my arm out, my knee in. Inhale and press, press, press. Exhale, and go. Shake out the leg. It's also strengthening for around the knees if you're hyper flexible. This might be good for you to do too. Opposite, my knee will press out, my arm will press in. So from here, you can hold something for balance, or you can practice balance. Knee goes out, arm goes in. Inhale and press, press, press. Smile. Exhale. Release. Shake out. One more. Press, 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 press. My arm presses there, the knee presses out. Exhale, and let go. Okay, walk around on this. And for me, one leg now feels longer than the other because this part has released. Does it work? Excellent. Yes, yes, yes. For me, this does wonders because my hips can get all kinds of tied up if I get too much in the zone when I'm working online. So this is a good reset and quick to do. Do this before practicing and you will have more range of motion to work with. Okay, other side in. Oh, no, sorry. No, not yet. Let's test again. Maybe you will feel it already with one leg. So the feet a bit wider than shoulders, parallel. Figure eight. And funny enough, it might give you more room on the opposite side. And figure eight front. Turn the legs out, but be careful with the knees. Just light movement. And front. Yes. Good, good, good. So now let's do the opposite side for completeness, so you're not crooked. And it's good for the hip flexors. The lifting is very good practice. Give you strong internal belly work. Arm presses out, knee presses in. Inhale here. Smile. Press, 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 press. And let go. Shake out. Again. Arm presses out, knee presses in. Smile. And let go. Shake it out. Feel how that feels already. Probably a little bit different. And now outside, the same. The knee presses out, the arm presses in and resists. It is a sneaky posture exercise also because you will feel all of this on the side. Press, knee out, arm in, hold your breath, and as you exhale, let go. It's also flutter practice because of the breath holding. It's all in one. And again, press the knee out, press the arm in, last time. Smile. And boom. Shake that out, walk around. Enjoy the freedom and or activation. You might feel this area more that is blue and glittery in this video for me. And lift and drop your knees a couple of times. Also, you have strengthened your hip flexors, which will open up pelvic locks for ummies, which we did last week. Okay, now try again with feet together, your figure eight. And check it if you have a mirror. It might go deeper to the back and to the side. Now check it with the feet parallel. See if you can twist without discomfort. Turn out the legs a little. And then bring the weight all the way to one foot. You should be able to lift the inside foot. That's how I do it. That's how I film my whole screen almost with a figure eight. I keep my legs turned out. I slide the hip out so far and I lift this heel, just pressing the ankle down for a line. And this way you can make a nice wide figure eight but still have elegant legs. Yes. Okay, I hope this is useful. We will dance with this and then we will add some layers to the figure eight. But I want to give you one more bonus to make the twisting deeper. So that's 4 things you can do. First thing we did was upper body, contracting and lengthening. Second thing, resisting the hips to the side. Third, oh we have 5. Third was resisting the twist. Fourth, what we just did was the knees inside outside, but actually it will open up the pelvis and legs connection. Now the 5th one is the feet. We haven't talked about those yet, but those might be the missing link to make your figure eights even more juicy, even more loose, and also to protect your knees. So to try it, it's for the twist mostly. Twist your hip to the back as far as you can now. Hold it there. And now think of where the hip is back and bring your weight into the heel. And for me, hope you could see it, it went a tiny bit further. And you come back. On the other side the same. Twist your hips back, twist one hip back as far as you can. And now bring the weight into this heel where the hip is behind. And yes, I can go a tiny bit further just by thinking of my feet differently. So if you're doing a slow figure eight to the back, think twist, twist, heel, and twist, twist, heel. Pressing into the heel at the back point makes it this tiny bit more deep. Yes. And it's okay if the upper body twists a little bit. As long as the shoulders stay in the middle, the hips will still be the most visible part. So I try not to move the shoulders. I keep my shoulders as if they are glued to the sides or connected with 2 strings. And the rib cage, the bottom, can move a little, but the shoulders don't take over visually. Okay, I hope this is helpful. And that's the way you do this with all kinds of movements. Yes, so with this kind of system, this is how I work in my Boost online classes. And next year we will do this for everything. We have 3 seasons. The first one will be isolations, upper body, lower body, and both. And we'll work in the muscles, the range of motion, and then the technique. We apply it to dance. Second season will be early spring, all kinds of shimmies. So we'll be opening up, strengthening and releasing our shimmies, plus adding layering for leg work. And the third season, that will be summer and a little bit of fall, will be arms and props, everything together. This is, yes, it's not a secret, I share it. But if you want to work together with me, you can do that. I will be in your home every Monday, Tuesday and Friday. and you get the videos forever when you sign up for the Boost classes. I'll add a link. You can sign up in 2.5 weeks for the early bird package, which will give you a discount for all 3 seasons. But that's for later. First we dance. First we dance. Yes. And I do this for me, myself. This is the way that I train safely and expand my range of motion for all movements. The deeper you go in the base, the more you can do with it. So it's Hi Rowena. It's also for my ballet and my martial arts. I don't have time to practice everything so in depth separately. I go to the base and then all my movement art will help. Okay, so good. Yes, if this last one helps for the knees, that's excellent. So anything that gives you less discomfort will give you more motivation to move. Yes. Thank you, Miko. Thank you. Happy to hear that. So I'm already going over time, but I'll give you 2 more songs and we'll add some layers to the figure eights also. Okay, let me find my music. I got excited. This is very exciting actually, because you can be struggling for years and then when it releases, you know what to do and you can help yourself, be your own physiotherapist. Okay, let's do figure eights with the feet close together to the back. 1, 2, and a slow one that twists deep. 1, 2, slow one that goes deep. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. It makes a difference. Back, back, and back. Oh, great. That's great to know, Marie Antoinette. Because sometimes hearing something a couple of times or slightly differently makes it click more. It's the same for me for flutters. I asked every teacher I knew for different tips and I had to mix them all together. 1, 2, and all the way back. In the heel. 1, 2, and heel. Okay, now let's go a bit wider. Turning out both feet. Slowing down the third one and going all the way on the leg for the third one. And we twist. 1, 2, turning out the foot will give the twist a bit more twistiness. And 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now stay on one leg. Figure eight both hips. 2, so I have a floating hip and one that I'm standing on. This will give you an interesting deep stretch here, right in the hip socket. Okay, now let's add a jewel, a tiny hip flexor contraction. So if you were lifting the knee, this crease that happens when you lift your knee, that's where you pull for the jewel. Not up, not twist, but as if you're lifting the knee, but your foot is glued to the floor. Slowly from the back, a figure eight, and the inside hip flexor pulls. Side and in. I have a full tutorial on the jewel which I will link to. If you like this movement, I go very in depth in that one. Let's do figure eights to the front and adding a bit of undulation to that. So we'll go into layering now. We'll also want to play with this movement. I like for figure eights to the front to make it visually more interesting by having my arms in front and immobilizing them. So this is nice. And like this, it looks like the hips go deeper. So I have my hands lifted, and then you can move them from there after a couple of movements. 1, 2, and slow. 1, 2, and slow. So I tend to keep my arms up for at least a couple of beats to give this a bit more effect. And you can follow your hip with your head for an interesting kind of double isolation, as if I'm listening to that hip that's coming up. Front, front, and now I undulate down. Front, front, undulate down. Front, front, undulate down. Front, front, undulate down. Figure eights back, 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 undulate down, back, back, undulate down. I lift my upper body to prepare and I exhale through the slow figure eight. Prepare, slow down. So let's start again. 1. Only the undulation with figure eight. Undulation figure eight. Undulation figure eight. Undulation figure eight. As a bonus, undulation figure eight. Undulation figure eight. Undulation figure eight. Let's try this with the feet together. Now it's more a belly roll with the feet closer. And when I twist back, is when I contract. Okay, shake that out. One more song. We will try. I'm warming up because of this. Let's do a slow one. But we will add shimmies. No, not slow. Let's do a fast song to close it up today. Shimmies with a figure eight back. And for those who want, flutters to the figure eight. I need the sound on it. So figure eight back. I'll make my legs a tiny bit wider again, but not so far that I have to scoot. I want a little bit of support from both feet. Yes, I love it too. A little bit of support from both feet, but I gently lift the heel. I still push off with the ball of the foot. So I do an up and down type of shimmy. The Egyptian shimmy is a bit more tricky. You can. Your favorite hip shimmy. Try it with a slide first. Slide first. Slide first. It should be a bit easier after all this work we did. Try now, twist. And a twist. And a twist. So that's all you need. You need a slide with a shimmy, which is easier with the feet out. Bring the weight on the outside of the foot. And you need a twist. And lifting the heel of the front foot. And then you put it together. We twist and shimmy. We slide and shimmy. We twist and shimmy. We slide and shimmy. We twist and shimmy. Slide. Twist. Slide. For those who want, flutter. And again, I'm doing this so you see it more, but I cannot talk and do it at the same time. Shimmy, 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 flutter. Shimmy and flutter. And pulse. Nice. Okay, nice work. So that's it. Technique wise, we will do a bit of a cool down after all this. And then I'll tell you about the upcoming event. This Saturday I'll be doing a workout on Instagram Live, which is new for me, in German. And part of the proceeds go to Dance for Children. On this weekend we will announce our next teacher for Dance for Children's guest teacher channel, which is very exciting. And I'll add a link to the belly work challenge if you're interested in all the layers of the abs. Okay, let's cool down. Fingers interlaced. Press them out and we'll round the back. Exhaling. Because with all this twisting, not only the abs work, but also the back muscles and the transverse abs wrapping all around. Drop your head. And I'm turning my shoulders, lengthening the back, just letting my head hang as an added weight. Bending the knees, shifting the weight, rotating left and right, slowly. Then put your fingers on the floor. Thank you too. Put your fingers on the floor if you're still with me. And lift the heels gently. Doing a figure eight to the back, gently with the hips. From there. Then we start lifting the hips. Put the feet out a bit wider. Grab your elbows. I'll do like this so you can see. And then bend the left and right knee, doing a figure eight back, swaying the hips. This will give you a nice deep stretch in the back of the top of the legs. Getting your head high, making a figure eight with your elbows, grabbing both elbows. And you gently, gradually, bring the feet closer as you roll up. Let the arms hang. Keeping the figure eight. Keeping the figure eight. Let's add the arms, lifting them up. And then relaxing them behind your head. Stay on one side. And figure eights. And on to the other side. 10 figure eights. But let me add the light again. Over. And switch. Swaying side to side. Now I add a bit of shoulder. Figure eight. Plie. Shoulders. Figure eight. And plie. Both. Arms and hips. Arms and hips. And looking up, up, and the feet in. And that's it for today. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful for you. Feel free to share this video with whoever you think might like it too. Hi Annette, because this is a public group, you can just share the video with whoever. I will add it to YouTube so you will have subtitles and you can watch it sneakily in silence. Hi Kyla, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. I've been enjoying doing these videos very much. They started as a kind of emergency, something to do in Corona times. Thank you, Geraldine. And I have grown to love it so much. I love the interaction that is still possible in this way. And it also helps me to think more deeply about how we can use knowledge to help dancers and for everyone to help themselves also. I don't want anyone to be stuck with injuries and thinking they cannot move anymore, because there's a lot that you can do for yourself. I have been doubting if I could continue dancing for a couple of years because I had back problems caused by an imbalance in my pelvis, and I was able to work my way out of it slowly by learning how to mobilize myself and strengthen myself, doing different courses by different very smart people. And I want to share what I've learned also from martial arts training and give it to as many dancers as possible, so as many of us can keep dancing for as long as possible. And I also enjoy doing this in groups, so that's what I do in my group classes. There I work with a bit more structure, so I know that you are doing it, and we put it on different themes per month. So if you like this kind of stuff and you want to go deeper with me, you can. This year's course has been sold out, which I'm so thankful for, unexpectedly, and it scared me a bit at first, but I love it. I love it so much. I am learning a lot in these online classes. So next year, I want to continue doing it, be there lockdown or not. I will be teaching 3 full seasons of 12 weeks each. So you have enough time to go deeply in all the movements and ask me questions. You can follow them by Zoom or Facebook Live, so I can see you, you can see me, or you can catch up with recordings. So it's no problem at all. If you can only do one in the whole season, at least I can see you, or you can send me videos. It's part of the package if you're a boostie. Thank you too. So, so I'm very thankful for my current boosters for the inspiration, and I hope we can continue next year and even have more people who enjoy this kind of thing. Thank you, Karen, and welcome here. So the sign up, early bird sign up for Boost 2021 is soon. It's 12th December at 12 o'clock 12, which is in 2.5 weeks on Saturday. And you can sign up to have me give you a reminder email. So you can be one of the first ones to sign up, because I want to keep it not unlimited. I want to have a good group that I can work with. And then I have enough energy to also give you feedbacks if you want. So be sure to sign up for the notify list. It's subscribepage.com/boost2021. I'll add the link. If you want to learn more about belly work layers, abdominal layers, sign up for my free 5-day belly work challenge, or you can redo it if you already did it, or share it if you're doing it. That's subscribepage.com/bellyworkchallenge. This weekend, if you want to work out with me on Saturday in German, check out the Wow 21 stuff link that I will add. And what else? Yes, and for Dance for Children, our online channel with guest teachers, we have a very exciting guest teacher launching this weekend. And I'll add you the link where you will get the update. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you very much for being here. I wish you a great week. See some of you on Friday for my tip drops. See some of you on Saturday for the workout. And hopefully see all of you next Wednesday for the next free Facebook Live. We will work on belly rolls and undulations, a very exciting theme. Okay, bye-bye. See you soon.